What you need to understand about Nietzsche is the fact that he was a good writer, and somehow, sometimes, he used to exaggerate and use metaphors in order to convey better his meaning. It doesn't mean that he was lying and that he shouldn't be taken seriously, but that's how it is. He likes to provoke and stimulate using beautiful poetic imagery. And that's the case with the theory of the superhuman. It's not something regarding Superman, although I thought it was when I first stumbled upon it, but it primarily regards the human condition and our task to overcome it in order to survive. He wasn't someone who was lenient on the weak, although he also suffered from some illnesses and perhaps should have shown some compassion, though you cannot be sympathetic if you are too in bad health. But anyway, and that's it. It's about embracing your power and your inability to escape, so to speak, and to conquer, to put it bluntly, as opposed to what Schopenhauer said. This idea of the superhuman is also related to the fact that we should think using our own minds and to not believe too genuinely what society tells us, and to be especially wary of the concepts of bad and wrong, good and evil, and correct and wrong, but primarily good and evil, because they are created based on tradition. It doesn't matter that we shouldn't be polite and respectful to each other. But if you are seeking the ultimate truth, you should doubt them as well. And that encompasses all the systems of ideas that humanity has managed to create. Another fact that's been talked about frequently when it comes to the superhuman is the way in which his sister, under the influence of fascism, has altered his text, and they, in order to make believe that the superhumans were the Germans or the Aryan race. I remember in one of the videos that I watched a long time ago regarding Nietzsche, someone reported that on a battlefield during the First and the second, but mainly the second war, um, they found a copy of Fuss Spoke Zarathustra in a dead German soldier's pocket. And that speaks volumes of the malevolent influence that his sister, unfortunately, has had upon his legacy. Although now I think this is quite forgotten and people don't pay attention to it. Also because it has been done in an era during which we had previous copies of his manuscripts and printed books. So they weren't able just to erase them by miracle throughout the whole world, fortunately. So it's not that bad, and I only stumbled upon it on the internet, but still the fact persists. Another reference regarding the superhuman is found in the movie Cape Fear, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro. And that goes especially in the scene when the convicted meets his lawyer and they have a quick chat, and then the Robert De Niro character says that after what I suffered in jail and what they did to me, I became more than human. And that's a clear hint at Nietzsche's thoughts. And that's very relevant because when you go through a traumatic shock, you need to activate all your survival systems, so to speak. And so this character didn't find another way to survive than just to accept it and find the strength within himself and become steadfast and survive. Of course, he also became a killer and a psychopath. But that's what happens when you believe wholeheartedly something. And that makes you prone to fanaticism, which always goes wrong, even if the idea is for the good. Look at the bloody history of the human crusade and the so-called perpetrators of peace and of the word of Christ. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say regarding Nietzsche. Let me know what you think regarding this in the comments below.